Zepbound tracking, the Oura Ring versus Fitbit versus the Google Pixel. I've got it all covered for you. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've lost over 106 pounds the last 2+ years of being on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Tirzepatide. And on today's episode, I want to deep dive into, this has been like 8 months long of testing Oura Ring versus the Google Pixel Watch versus the Fitbit 4, and give you some updates on all of them of what would be applicable for you. I would encourage strongly, from my experience, strength, and hope, to use some sort of tracking device wearable to help learn more about your body. And for me, that's been really, really imperative over the last 106-pound weight loss of losing literally a child in size. That has been really helpful with these wearables to learn more about my beats per minute, my heart, my sleep schedule, how many calories I'm burning, how many steps I traditionally walk in a day. That has been so beneficial for me. Now, if you choose to get one of these, I will link them down in the description link below on my Amazon shopping list. But also, this is not sponsored. So this information, the Count and I have been tracking to give you the best benefits after utilizing and spending our own money purchasing these. So number one, I love the Oura Ring. My hot husband, the Count, loves the Fitbit 4. I have the Google Pixel Watch on, and you can see I'm still wearing it. I'm wearing it because I paid a lot of money for it. And I like it. However, it's probably my least favorite. The Google Pixel Watch does track a lot of cool things, and I bought it because I wanted to be able to have access to my heart information. We have in my family heart disease, and so AFib runs strong. And so I got this to see, not that it's going to tell me 100% definitively, but it does lean into if my heart goes into AFib. I wanted to know that information, and so far over the months and months and months of use, my heart has not. I'm super grateful to see that my heart seems fine. In lieu of having a very strong history of heart issues, that is why I ended up getting the Google Pixel. However, I did test I have to charge it every day. In fact, it's almost about ready to die, and it's driving me nuts. I'm like, oh, gotta go charge it every single day to commit to something besides like a shower and brushing my teeth and being a good mom and a wife. And besides my daily show here on YouTube, like that's enough on my plate. I cannot handle it. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back to have to charge this thing. And I've forgotten my charger when I travel for work sometimes. I've forgotten my charger at home, and then I was without my device for a couple of days, and that's kind of annoying not to have the data. Whereas with the Oura Ring, this bad boy, the charge on it is only 20 to 80 minutes. And it will last up to 8 days in terms of the charge. So I really, really appreciate that. The Fitbit charge time is up to 2 hours, and the Fitbit Versa will last for 4 days, and the Fitbit Inspire will last up to 10 days. So there's the length of time with charge. Google Pixel stinks. Everyday charging is just way too much. No, thank you. Take that off the table. And the Google Pixel, to get my information, do you know what I have to loop through? Fitbit. Which I'm like, if I have to loop through the Fitbit app, why would I not just wear a Fitbit? I wear this also because I can get my phone calls through there and text messages, but I personally don't like having that much connection. It actually gives me a lot of anxiety each time this goes off with a text message or an email, or like, I don't want that access. I do not want people to have that much access to me. And so that for me is also a negative that I don't like, that with Fitbit, you can not have your phone, like with the Oura Ring, no one's calling me, hello, through my Oura Ring. I'm not talking or listening to anybody through my Oura, like, not that I'm talking through this, but with this, I'm not getting continuous updates when someone texts me, particularly in text groups. You guys have that? I'm like, get me off of these text groups with friends. Like, I don't want to, like, if we're really friends in real life, don't put me on a text group. I detest them. So with the access to this is annoying, too much so. Next, so the pros with it though are the heart information. My husband tells me with his Fitbit though, he has very similar access to through his Fitbit for the heart information that Oura Ring does not have. It does not have to tell you through an AFib. It does not tell you that information. And so that's a negative for the Oura Ring. The pro for it though is the data is similar, but I feel like the Oura Ring app interface is superior. it gives you so much information, particularly if you, or if it's your daughter or so a family member, a friend or whatever is looking for fertility. They have a whole fertility section. That for me is out. I'm like, I don't care about that, but I know some people do. If you're trying to get pregnant, that information for the fertility, just that alone is helpful, I feel like. And knowing like when your period is coming and things like that, that's your first cycle for ladies, that is very, very helpful. But the sleep information for me, and I've talked about this in other videos, how much the sleep information that Oura Ring gives me has helped me. In fact, so much so, it was one of the reasons why I ended up knowing through data that the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough, which I'll link in the description link down below, just click the ... more button, use the discount code QUEEN, why their magnesium was superior to what I was taking before. It has 7 types in it. And so that dramatically helped my sleep, but I was able to not only prove it by the way I felt, but also with my sleep time and my sleep information that Oura Ring gave me, which is fascinating, by the way. It's so cool to be like, oh, to be able to have that data to be able to back up how much it helped my sleep and my like Zepbound insomnia. Next, going over to MyFitnessPal, it does have sleep information. In fact, I was just pulling it up to check. And I do find one of my other things that I wanted to learn was someone's data more skewed than the other. I found that to be fascinating. With my Fitbit, it does have like my calories burned, just like that, distance walked, things like that. But in terms, it has in terms of heart information that I was talking about, this is where it's fascinating to me. I want to make sure I'm not showing any personal information. It shows like my beats per minute, that I don't have that with the Oura Ring, my heart information. And so therefore through the Fitbit app, my husband has the same thing, he said, with beats per minute. My beats per minute, my resting heart rate is 85 beats per minute, which I feel like after doing research, that seems high to me. I'm like, I don't feel like it should be that high. I don't think it should be that high, but the Oura Ring does not have any sort of beats per minute. So this is something that I've been monitoring and continuing to monitor. Part of it is I get on camera and my energy goes through the roof. Like right now, my beats per minute, so I can easily just access, is at 100. So that's helpful to know, but part of it's because I'm on, like I'm just sitting watching Bridgerton. Like my beats per minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it depending on the thing, but I don't have access to that beats per minute in the Oura Ring that I do through the Fitbit app and through Google Pixel. And this is through that I just showed you, that is through the Fitbit app, which is why I'm like, why am I going through my Google Pixel? I should just go straight to the Fitbit. Take that out. If you want calls though, and texts and things like that, I feel like that's helpful. Now, monthly cost. Through the Fitbit, you don't have to have continuous monthly cost. You can, I think you can bump up in terms of cost if I'm remembering that correctly, but my husband doesn't have an ongoing monthly cost. Oura Ring, I bought my Oura Ring. It sounds bouge, but it's just the way it went down. I bought it through a Gucci deal. The Gucci deal, now they haven't run that for quite some time, but I paid a bulk up front and then to never have a monthly payment. I did that intentionally. So the ring's still kicking and still going, it still is fabulous, but I don't pay a monthly payment. Now you would have to pay a monthly payment. You can get an Oura Ring off of Amazon, which frequently I talk about like Amazon sales and things like that. And then you just get your monthly membership through Oura.com, which you'd have to do anyways if you're ordering directly through Oura.com. But with Amazon, they have their return policy is great. So relative for some things. For this, it's great. Obviously double check, but it's great. The monthly cost of that, there is one with the Oura Ring, like a subscription plan. So water resistancy, both of which are, Fitbit is water resistant up to 50 meters. You can shower, you can swim, you can work out. You're just going to want to dry it off afterwards. Same with the Google Pixel and same with the Oura Ring. So that's really, really helpful. Back in the day, these used to not be as water resistant or you couldn't swim with them. Like now you can do that, which is really, really nice. Let me just make sure. Can the Google Pixel go in water? I'm pretty sure I have, and I just want to make sure. Yes, they're water resistant, but not waterproof. It's the level of water resistancies. That is what it is of like how deep it is. So for the Fitbit, it's 50 meters, which I feel like is quite a bit. She is not deep diving Jacques Cousteau over here. Like I just would like to go for a little swim or maybe in the hot tub, like a little doggy paddle action, you know what I'm saying? But not like, I'm not trying to like scuba. If you're a scuba diver, perhaps you may want to get something like WOMP or one of those like more higher up ones. But I am not scuba diving with this. This is just for me to like, can I take a shower when I have 2 seconds to like do hair wash day and not have to take this off? But frequently I have to take my Google Pixel off to take my shower because that's when I charge it. And then I forget to put it back on, which is why I go back to the charge level for the Fitbit and for the Oura Ring is amazing. Like I can easily do that. I can go take my shower, plop it on there once a week, bada bing, bada boom, I'm good. Bands. One of the things in terms of like fashion aesthetic, y'all, I do enjoy me a good little fashion moment. I just came off of the heels of being on my, let's see if I still have it here. Yeah, on my photo shoot. So like, I like fashion. That watch does not fit, for example, this outfit, but the ring does. And so frequently that will then jack with my data if I'm not wearing a bulky watch or a Fitbit versus a ring, I can slip this on. Now, I wish I hadn't gotten it in black. I wish I had gotten it in gold. I typically wear gold jewelry. My wedding ring is platinum, but I'm not wearing it because I lost so much weight. They don't fit anymore and I need to get them resized, but I haven't had time to get them resized. I digress. But this fits with more outfits, even if I'm dressy or if I'm in a business setting, I can still wear this. And so like the watch doesn't fit with this outfit. When I was on my photo shoot, I'm like, no, but I could wear my ring with certain business suits and things like that. So something to think about in terms of like, what are you wearing if fashion is something that you care about or not care about. This is a bulky watch to have. Oop. And so the other thing with that is I am allergic to all Fitbit bands. I don't have allergies. But whenever I wear it, which is why I wanted to find something different than a Fitbit, which is why my husband has been testing the Fitbit. The Fitbit bands do not affect him, the silicone. Now, I could have gotten a cloth one for the Fitbit, but I didn't. And that, in fact, is what I did get for my Google Pixel is just this cloth band instead. So I don't have this like allergic react. I've never had that before. It's really weird with the silicone that they use. And it's been every single Fitbit because I bought every single Fitbit to test them over the last like decade or however long they've been in existence. I've been doing Fitbits. And I finally just stopped because of the silicone band, but now you can easily buy bands down on my Amazon shopping list to get like cloths ones. If you have the same, I feel like this is a very much an anomaly and the exception to the rule and not the rule. But if you do have that of where like the chafing, if the chafing hurts you as well, she said chafe, then getting one of these cloth bands super helpful. I do not have that allergy reaction with my Oura Ring whatsoever or anything touching here. One of the things too to note is that this one it's reading will go green. So at nighttime, if my hands are over my face, I'll see that green. So if you're like in the dark and you're trying to stay in the dark and not have anyone see you in the dark, it does go green to read. And same thing with this on the back, if I take it off, it will go green. When it's on my skin, you can't see that, but it's more noticeable with the Oura Ring right down here that it will glow green when it's reading my body. So something to think about if you have like an outdoor, I don't know what that would be that you're outdoors. And I was thinking about that though. I was like, if I was playing hide and go seek in the dark, it would give me away. So if you are playing hide and go seek in the dark, it will give you away more so with the Oura Ring as opposed to this because the green light is going into my skin and you can't really see that. I also feel like, let me go back over to the water resistancy. The interfaces for the data, like I said, Oura Ring to me is far superior for their data delivery of the information. One of the things I do not like about the Oura Ring is right now I just opened my app. I want to make sure you guys can't see anything. Yep, it's just grinding, collecting my data. Updating, oops. Updating. And so I'm like, I have to wait for it to get updated to get my data. Whereas with the Fitbit, the data update, like it's collecting the data. I don't have to like open the app to get it to sync. It's kind of annoying in that regard. Now, could that be because I have an older model? Perhaps, but I don't think so. So correct me if I'm wrong. If that is incorrect information, feel free to correct down in the comments. But I'm pretty sure that that is just the way that Oura Ring does their data is you have to open the app for it to sync, which for the auto syncing, see it's saying it's not syncing right now. That's part of the issue. So just keeping that in mind, the sync needs to be open. Sync as an SYNC for the Oura Ring versus the Fitbit. I like the Fitbit, how use of ease, it just does it without me having to do something. Like, do I really have to micromanage one more thing of opening the app to get it to sync? Like, can't I just open my app to look at the data? Once the data is in there, it is superior readout though. Let's not get that twisted. It is a superior readout with Aura than it would be, in my opinion, for Fitbit, which is the way that the information is displayed, cycle information, activity information. I do find I like better Fitbit's steps, activity level, things like that than I do the Aura Ring one. And it was on the Aura Ring, it was hard for some of my activities that I'm doing, like Pilates or strength training or things like that. They're in there, but the interface with that particular point was a little bit like I had to pick something that was different. I don't like on my Google Pixel Watch, it only gives me on the actual watch 3 options for working out, where if I just want to start the watch and then like have it stop at the end of the workout. So start the workout, stop the workout. The only options really are walking. I forget what the other, I'm always walking, but there's another 2, but sometimes I'm not doing those. Like that's why there's a whole variety of different activities that I do feel like you can get with the Aura Ring that is more encompassing with it. So with the Fitbit though, of course they do have those. But the Oura Ring, in my opinion, of picking specific activities is better. In terms of price point, the Fitbit is cheaper in terms of the, relatively speaking, versus the Oura Ring. However, I've run lots of sales on Amazon. Like if you're on my email shopping list or in my Zepbound weight loss Facebook group. Also, by the way, if you're on like Wegovy or semaglutide, all are welcome in that group. There's thousands of awesome, amazing people. But frequently when Oura Rings do go on sale on Amazon, I'll post about it and be like, oh my gosh, they're on sale. Sizing, because I've lost so much weight, my before and after was morbidly obese versus what I am now. This is what I look like before and after. Everything has changed on my body, including my wedding rings don't fit. They would fly off. And I'm like, I'm not letting my diamond fly off my hand. But I have not had that with the Oura Ring. It's stayed on there. Losing 106 pounds, it's still stayed steady on there, and I have not had to replace that, which I find fascinating. Because many people have asked, like, oh, I was afraid to buy the Oura Ring because if I lost weight, the ring wouldn't fit anymore. Everything else does not fit, but my Oura Ring does. Like, it's on there. I find that insane in a great way. Like, that was really, really helpful for me that it's stayed tried and true. Would that be for everybody? I don't know. But for me, over the last 2+ years of this weight loss journey, I've been able to wear it because it stayed on. Knowing the information and learning the information about steps, how much I was not burning calories, I think was one of the most fascinating things that the Oura Ring has taught me. I thought I was burning a lot more calories than I was. But now that I'm working out, I love that Fitbit can teach me more about my workouts in terms of weight training, calorie burn. After that, continuing calories burned after like lifting and things like that, that's been really helpful because the Fitbit is geared towards like workouts and things like that. That's really, really helpful too, to have that information. But starting with the Oura Ring because it's easy, I can wear it often. They do have, if you have like your families on the Oura Ring, one of my really, really good friends, her kids and her kids are older, like teenagers and college kids. So it's not like it's like a 10-year-old wearing an Oura Ring. They're older children, adult children. They all have their Oura Rings and they're in the Oura Ring group together, which is cool. So you can do that. Frequently, my husband and I, with his Fitbit and my Oura Ring, we will go back and forth for a walking challenge of like, okay, how many steps do you have in today? See, it just told me, reminder to move. I have 179 steps left this hour. I feel like Fitbit is telling me that and not the Google Pixel Watch, which is why in terms of Fitbit, it's nice. If those notifications drive you nuts, you can then customize it. But on here, and my husband has this too, you can see beats, like your heartbeat. And that's helpful for me too, beats per minute. Sometimes I get anxiety. And so it's very helpful for me to be like, oh, I just have a really high beats per minute. I don't quite know why, but that's helpful for me to be like, oh, it's validating. Like I feel flustered. It's because I am. My beats per minute is 120 beats per minute. This happened 2 days ago. I'm like, oh, well, no wonder I feel like I'm anxious. It's actually my body responding with there's a high beats per minute. And I was literally just sitting there. Wasn't like I was doing anything. I was thinking hard and I was a little bit stressed out thinking about something. But I found that interesting. It was validating for me, like, oh, I feel anxious. Well, my beats per minute is really, really high. So like, no wonder I feel that, you know? And then this gives me concrete data to talk to my healthcare provider about. Like I have specific instances that I can list out and discuss. With the Fitbit, it's nice because the Fitbit can link into MyFitnessPal, which I use to track my food. I don't have that tracking option with my Oura Ring. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's a paid version, I actually kind of would pay for it, but I don't think so. But the syncing only works with MyFitnessPal, not with the Oura Ring. And that's kind of frustrating. I would love to have that syncing capability for my food. So what I'm eating to make, if I'm in a calorie deficit, right? Like it's all a mathematical equation about Zepbound weight loss. Am I consuming less than what I'm burning? And not calories in, calories out. We're not doing like 1990s, but literally it is a math equation. And so to figure out that math equation to help me learn how many calories I'm actually burning versus what I'm eating, it would be helpful if the interfaces worked together. And I don't have that option with Oura Ring. I think in their thing, I can track my food with their system, but it is not as good as MyFitnessPal. Like MyFitnessPal, people can contribute into that, the free version. People can contribute into that, and with MyFitnessPal, that's why I want to have the Fitbit interface going together. With MyFitnessPal food, everybody can put in there. Like I had something random. It was it was like a random food that I was eating, but it was in there. Someone had already programmed it in. Whereas Oura Ring does not have that. Like random, and I eat some random stuff. So I'm testing a bunch of stuff for you guys too. So I hope that this video helps. Bottom line, both are great. Both are great products. I would say the Google Pixel, would I buy it again? No, knowing the information I have now. And I know many of you are Apple people. I'm a Google person. I have an Apple iPad, but I am a Google person. And so I think that the Apple Watch may be slightly different, but some similarities in that regard. I don't know if the charge is the same, the charging situation as the Google Pixel. But if I would go back, I would buy the Oura Ring all over again, and I would buy a Fitbit all over again, just with the cloth band. My husband loves his so much, and he was testing his right along with mine, so I could ask questions about like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? I like both. For me, in terms of functionality and fashion, the Oura Ring fits really, really well, and I'll continue using that. I just won't have access to that beats per minute, so I'm hoping that that does get updated, or because I have an older model, maybe that's something that, but let me just double check before I know some of you are gonna be like, why didn't you look before you did your video? I didn't think about it until just now and started talking. So I was talking with my bestie. Does Oura Ring track beats per minute? Oh, it says it does. It's your heart rate variability. So it does track your heart rate. Y'all, I don't have that. I don't have that on my interface. Maybe that's because my ring is slightly older. I don't have that. Your heart HRV. And is that just because mine's older? But literally, I've looked for this. I have my activity on here, and it tells me I burned. This is the other thing, is my calories burned is slightly different, but I don't know when it starts to track my calories burned in Oura versus the Fitbit, but eventually they both even out for the day. But they're both similar information. But I like this, for example, in the Oura Ring, it's like your activity score is a fair, it's 61. Did you meet your daily goals? No, you need to pay attention to that. Recovery time is optimal, training volume, pay attention. And then if I go over to heart, it tells me if I'm stressed out in my Oura Ring, which is also very helpful to be like, cool your jets. It will tell me basically cool your jets. Excuse me. I appreciate that information. I appreciate that it tells me my sleeping beats per minute is 77 to 93, but I don't have on here the exact, like right at this current time. It says between 10 and 10:30 a.m. I had 84 through 90 beats per minute. Well, I'm currently filming this at almost 3 o'clock. I want to know right now my beats per minute on my Google Pixel. It's telling me it's right now 98 beats per minute. So like that's great that it can go back and tell me from so many hours ago, but boo, can't you tell me like up to date, like literally right now as my heart is literally beating? It does not do that on Oura Ring. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you click like, subscribe, and share it. If you've got a bestie who's talking about wearables, if they're on the Zepbound weight loss journey or Wegovy weight loss journey. 2, if you're interested in getting any of these, I get a very small percentage commission, very small, but it helps support the channel. Linked in the description link below. No pressure to buy anything. I'm here to be of maximum service, of course. And then 3, what are you doing today to move you closer on your weight loss goals? Number 4, your emoji of the day is going to be a watch. and it tells me that you made it this far in the video. You made it to the end, and it's my bat signal to pray over you if you don't believe in prayer, uplift you in positive thought. But the pattern recognition of seeing your name pop up over and over and over again with our emoji of the day helps me to get to know you better. Did you guys hear Wilma? Don't come to my house unannounced. She will greet you, and Mr. Freddie will greet you not so friendly. So our emoji of the day is a watch. And if you want to sign up for my countessofshopping.com free email list, that is linked in the description link below. My sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I will see you tomorrow. Love ya. Bye, guys.